All right, guys. Question. You understand? That means every question that is bothering you in your relationship, you should start asking them now that you are dating. Question that you know that will be very important in your, or it will affect a lifelong goal or your lifelong existence as long as this marriage eventually succeeds in happening. You should what? You should ask those questions now. Now, what are some of those questions that what are some of those mistakes? Is that they don't intend form of asking this your partner or this your boyfriend, asking him direct. Now, question can also be in the form of asking people who know him or people who might be possibly close to him, asking them important question that asking about some background information, background health information, some certain family history. You can ask all of those questions. They are tough questions, but they are very, very what important. You are going this somebody that you end up being with on the long run. So asking him or her that question is not completely out of place. It is very, very what it is very, very important to actually what ask that question. You understand? So ask that question today. Then number two is uh the money makes them to overlook a lot of important things that look. You understand? That what this means is that because the guy has money, they they want to kind of they don't take some certain things serious. They make things like neglecting or ignoring red flags simply because this guy has money. Now, remember that what you're about doing is embarking on a lifelong journey. So that red flag that you are ignoring in that particular person or in that particular man, even if you happen to be a man, uh you're also ignoring that particular dangerous red flag in that lady. You are going to face a lifelong consequence of ignoring it. You understand? So, but if this red flag is something that can can cause a major problem, it's not something that you can cope with for a lifetime. Money is good, but at the end, it ends up not being everything. You understand? So, okay, let me give you an instance. What's the essence of money and no life, or money and there is no true happiness, or there is no true joy, but there is money? You understand? So you discover that you just end up looking as if you are in a kind of glorified prison. You understand? So that now the reason why it's bad, the reason why it's bad is because uh this person that is living in a foreign country whereby they have a better standard of living, or maybe they have a higher wage than the current country that you actually live, might not actually be truthful to you in certain things that that he is telling you about himself. Majority of them, he might just be lying to cook. He might just be cooking stories up. Now, especially if he sees that this person, this my girl or this my woman, she is she likes guys that stays abroad, irrespective of whatever they do. She has a flair for guys that stay abroad. You know, based on this guy can use every tactics of manipulation, you know, just to manipulate you to get into marrying him. And by the time you marry him, you discover that, the grass that you thought was greener on the other side was not greener. You understand? So that's another common mistake that, majority of our ladies make. And, they spend a lot of unnecessary time in relationship. They end up either not marrying such person, or when they marry such person, the marriages do not or does not last. And it's a very sad thing that so people dated for 3 years, they dated for 4 years, but they got into marriage. In some cases they didn't stay 1 month, they didn't stay 3 months. You understand? So you begin to ask yourself, what was it? What were these people doing the 3 years that they were dating? What were they doing the 4 years that they were dating? What question were they asking themselves? You understand? So this is the reason why we say that the bitter question, start asking them. You understand? Questions that we know are very, very important. You understand? They should be comfortable with it. Are you a baby mama? Are you a baby daddy? Have you ever had a child before? You understand? Have you had a divorce before? Those are tough questions that that you should ask. Remember, question like, let's assume that maybe the person was out of relationship for a very long time. Ask this person, why were you not in a relationship for a very long time? It could be because of career, or maybe it could be because this person just wanted to get his life together and wanted to focus in his life very, very importantly. It could be a reason. It could also not be a reason. It could be because of the health issues. So based on his health issues, he need to focus on, getting his health back on his feet before he thinks about relationship. It could also be career, like I mentioned earlier. You understand? You don't want to go into a relationship and your career, you're still battling with your career, you're still battling with your education. You don't want to do all of that. Why? Because it will look like as if an additional liability has been added to your life. Because whether you like it or not, relationship will require you time, it will require you energy, it will require you, resources, your mental resources, social resources, financial resources, psychological resources. For instance, let's assume that maybe you are in a relationship. The both of you need to communicate. Let's assume that maybe at least once every day. Then maybe if situations or scenarios are tough, maybe one person or the other, have a very tough job. Maybe communication might not be via call. It might be through text, WhatsApp, or whatever. But at least, there will be need for regular or constant communication. You understand? So these are some of the things that, you should know as a ladies to ensure that you do not make serious mistake that, you end up wasting unnecessary time in that your relationship. Then if we move further, a relationship is, not asking this guy about whom his mentor is or whom his father is. Now, when we say mentor and fatherhood or father figure, has a kind of similarity. And when we say father figure, this is somebody that this man can be accountable to, or that can call him to order. If your man does not have somebody that can call him to order, whether you like it or not, you are sitting on a keg of gunpowder. And when it will explode, you will not like yourself. If your man does not have somebody that can call him to order, I can bet you that you are wasting your time. And when the worst will happen, you have yourself to blame. So ensure that your man have somebody that can call him or her, call him to order. Then another thing, common mistake that ladies also make is that failing to create boundaries or failing to understand what their man likes and what their man dislikes. Now, this is different from looks. Now, what we say, what your man likes, I mean, what forms his habits, what form his who do not like, um, who do not like late night or late outing or staying out late. There are people who do not like. I myself, if not for the kind of work I do, I don't like staying out late. You understand? So that means that if you invite me for a night party, I'm most likely going to leave that night party very early than you expected. You understand? So if you happen to that, maybe this my man does not like late night outing. Let me find a way to, if I'm somebody who stays out or like late night outing, and I really like this man, it therefore means I have to sacrifice this late night outing for this man, for this relationship to work. You understand? So if you have not been able to come up with ideas to know that this man likes this thing or he does not like this thing, that means you are also wasting your time. You understand? It will get to a time whereby he might have maybe thrown it to you and he sees how you respond to it. Maybe if you attack it, 1, 2, most likely gonna discover that at the end, you're just gonna cut off. And in most cases, somebody like me, I may not tell you the reason why I just withdrew. 1, 2. In some cases, maybe 3. You understand? So it's the reason why you have to sit down, look at what your man likes and what he dislikes, stuffs like that. So that's some of the mistakes that most ladies make in relationship, and at the end they waste too much time, and the relationship heads nowhere. It ends in deadlock. You understand? So another common mistake that ladies make in relationship is that they now have a man and they are still in touch with their ex. If that your ex was a very good person for you, why are you still in touch with him? Or, sorry, if that your ex was a very good person for you, why did the both of you not end up getting married? You understand? Yes, if that ex was a good person, if it was a good person, you both of you were not supposed to have broken up. Both of you were supposed to have gotten married. You understand? So they still get in touch with their ex, and men are jealous beings. No man wants, his woman contacting or another man contacting his woman, especially in cases of ex. In fact, not just even blocking, do it in such a way that maybe nothing should bring the both of you together anymore. You understand? The both of you are not, and you can say that, we only broke up, we did not do this, we did not do that. Yes, we know you, we know the both of you only broke up, but that the both of you had that, it will take if possible formatting of your brain for those memories to be wiped out of your brain. So a little spark can rejuvenate those moments, and as soon as those moments are rejuvenated, anything can happen. The lady, you can make foolish decisions that can hurt your current relationship. And if that your ex knows that there's somebody in your life now, and these both of you are going well, if that your ex happen to be a wicked person, he can make sure that he causes chaos that will make the both of you now to separate. Then after both of you separating, he also leaves you and go away. Then you'll be in middle of nowhere. So what he just did was just to get at you. You understand? So your ex, you have no business communicating with him, irrespective of whatever the thing that you want to discuss. You understand? Whatever thing that you both of you wanted to discuss should have been discussed prior to now. So these are some of the mistakes that ladies makes in relationship that actually cost them a lot, and it costs them time. This is the DEFISIL Podcast. Do want to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.